Welcome to
and happy Monday. Now I know that sounds like an oxymoron, something that doesn't really make sense, like jumbo shrimp or awfully good or wearing pants to work from home. But if you're watching today on display with us, what is not to like? Chances are you're unwinding on the couch, feet up, maybe cracking open a cold one, sitting next to a loved one, ready to win some big ones. Yes, this all sounds like good news to me. Good news, by the way? Not an oxymoron. There's plenty of good being put out in the world, and a lot of it by content creators like the ones we are going to be highlighting today on display. Tonight, we are going to kick things off with our app du jour, aka our display tip of the day, communities. People to connect with, yes, and ultimately help you make more money. Then we're highlighting traveling man Michael Machado in our creator spotlight. After that, we're sitting down with writer, drag artist, and advertising maven Dana Angelo to play Posted Up and On the Spot. And last but not least, we'll complete our night with a game of trivia where you could win up to $10,000. It is all happening right here in the app. You are in the right place. So if you want any of that, stay right here. Now, speaking of which, do you want to learn something new about this app? Yes, I'm going to pretend you're all nodding with me. Maybe you are. Maybe you're going off in the chat. What's up, everyone? Throw me some love in the chat. Tell me where you're watching from. So today I'm here to tell you about communities, right? Which, by the way, sort of you have in this chat right now, right? This is a community. This is a great group that you can get to know. But communities on display are groups that you can join around a shared interest. So they help you connect with like-minded individuals and see the kind of content that you're actually interested in. Plus, if you're posting to a specific community, in addition to your regular posts, right, on your feed, you're also posting to a community, your content is likely appearing in more timelines, therefore giving you an additional chance to earn, which is great because we're here for the community, but we're also here for the money. So let's take a look at how you can utilize this feature. All right, so you got your main profile. You're gonna tap into that menu on the top left of your screen, those three little lines, and then you're gonna go down to communities, which is in beta, which means we are still evolving this feature because we're still a new app, right? We're still developing. So communities is a work in progress, and you can see all of the communities here that you've joined, any invitations that you've gotten. You can choose to accept them, you can join them, you can deny them. And we can also take a look at things that are suggested to you, right? Or communities that you can create. Let's see what actually a community would look like, right? So let's go into world traveling. This is amazing. Now I can see all kinds of travel content. I love to travel. It's one of the reasons I use social media because I can't always travel. Cue pandemic, right? We couldn't travel during then. So I love to see what other people are experiencing, the food, the culture, the scenery. So world traveling is definitely a community that I love being a part of. And it just shows me all the different travel content. So I know when I'm heading there, I am going to see that travel content instead of just all of the mix of content that I would see in my feed. Now, let's say I'm posting to world traveling. That means people that are following or a part of this community are going to see my content more frequently, which means I'm going to earn more money because there are more ads appearing in communities as well. So, by getting paid off the dividends, if your content is appearing in more places, you're posting frequently, it's appearing in more spots, you are going to be making more money. So it's a great way, of course, to connect with people who like the same kind of content that you do, and also, of course, to earn. Community and earning, they really do go hand in hand. Now, let's say you want to create, right, your own community. You can do that too. So let's say you don't see something that you want to see a community for. So I don't know. I know there are communities for cats, but let's say I want to do one where cats and dogs are together in photos, because who doesn't love multiple animals in photos? And I could call it the cat dog community, right? And I could make my own community and start that and share it with everyone. So yeah, all kinds of stuff that you can do. But this is amazing. I mean, display itself is the #1 community here on social media. We got the best people. I mean, look at this crew. Look at this crew right now. Y'all are saying hello to each other in the chat. I'm loving that. Jerry, 1992, hello with a smiley face. I see some newbies tuning in. Welcome. It's good to see you. Daybar's tuning in from Colombia. We've got Sage Al-Saini from India. We've got Venezuela in the house. We have Ireland here. Sierra O'Connor's here. We got JRed444 repping the USA. What's up? What's up? We're all coming together here. Hello, Dav31. Good to see y'all. All right. Well, stick around, because next up we've got our creator spotlight. And speaking of traveling content, you're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you in a sec.
Welcome to Display Tips. The best way to get the most out of display is to explore and discover. Let's take a quick glance at your display home screen. Swipe up and scroll through the newsfeed to see inspiring content from other creators. When you see something you like, tap like, comment, share, support, or all of them. Ready to create your own content? Tap the create icon for photo, video, GIFs, filters, live streaming, and more. Then start sharing. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I'm from Long Beach, girl. With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop Eagle Double G. But I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and
I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making like 2,000 a minute. So high up through the clouds, I was swimming. I'm probably gonna drown when I'm in it. I bet she gonna get loud when I'm in it. And we might have a child. I don't love a hoe after we fuck, she can't get near me. Only bitch I give a conversation to is
I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that. I'm body. I'm coming in fast.
Welcome back to Today on Display. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis. Now, we've just talked about communities, which help you connect with others on the app and give you an additional way to earn. One type of community I've mentioned that I've always been a fan of is the travel-based ones. And that's actually where I was able to discover traveling man Michael Machado. So let's take a look at some of his content in today's Creator Spotlight. Yes, that's the traveling man himself. What's really cool about Michael is he is a nurse specifically traveling on cruise ships. He is attending to anyone that's on cruises. So he is literally traveling the world, seeing incredible places and scenery and trying new foods and helping people. So he documents all of it. He puts it on display. Here he is in Bali. I mean, he's been all over. He's been on this show, in fact, but I figured it's been a while. I wanted to remind y'all that he exists on this app because he's such a great guy and he really does post such great travel content. Let's take a look at what else. I mean, this is a classic photo from San Francisco. I'm loving it. He does a lot of scenic photography without him in it. He shows a lot of his food that he's trying. Again, he incorporates some of his personality, but really gives you a great mix of global travel pictures and locations. What else have we got from Michael, the traveling man? All right, beautiful view in Madeira. I mean, literally no filter. He also really gives the story behind the post, which I'm a big fan of. Instead of just posting a location, he gives you the location. He tells you sort of his experience there, what's going on. It's almost serving as a bit of a blog. So if you're someone who really loves the story behind the photo, wants to get to different locations in the world, but you might not be able to physically, he is such a perfect follow. What else? Where else is Michael taking us? Denmark. I love it. Classic Denmark photo. He gives a shrug here. Denmark is definitely on my list of places I have not been, but I'd love to go. This guy has gotten everywhere. Let's see where else he's taken us. All right. This is actually, I know where he's from. He is from Portugal, which is really cool. I think this is his best sort of like Tarzan photograph. It makes me think of sort of like a Tarzan picture here. But yeah, this is his home. This is where he's based out of. He's based in Portugal, and then he travels the world from there on this cruise ship, helping others as a nurse and documenting all of it to help us, right? Because I get so much out of this. Okay, Hawaii, Honolulu. Ooh, okay, that is a place I need to go ASAP. Let me know in the chat, have you been to Hawaii? Because this is pretty high up on my list of places to go. Poke bowls, I need to see some of those. We've got Jordan here. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, this guy has truly traveled more places than I will probably ever get in my life. And fortunately for me, I get to at least see them through social media. It's a real treat. Okay, I think we got one more final. Yep, this is in Shanghai, China. I've been to Japan, never been to China. Speaking of which, who's watching the Olympics? Have you been tuning in? I know we got a pretty global audience here showing up in the chat. So welcome everyone. So happy that you're here. And again, tag Display TV and Today on Display if you want to be featured. And of course, be sure that you are posting that awesome original content, telling stories, following the trending hashtags. That is what we want to see. Woo! I'm seeing people are ready for trivia. Well, you're in the right place. We'll be right back to spin the wheel. Don't miss it.
Hey, I'm Tiki Barber, former University of Virginia student athlete and also former New York Giant running back. I can't tell you how excited I am to announce the partnership between Influencer and Display. So what's Display? Display is social that pays. This revolutionary social media app is changing the game for college athletes, and now it's your turn to play. Welcome to the brand new world on social media. Welcome to Display, social that pays.
Cause you're my queen, all that I need, got it, I'm in. Radio hitting rainbows, ultralight beams. Sport plays more like tennis, don't need a team. It's just me and you, and it's everything that it seems. Hey. Come on, let's do some things we never do. Hey.
Word out, I'm getting to it like clockwork now. My head is clocked, then they all burned out. They talk shit, but it's my turn now. And it should have been my first round. Young Tiller, what the fuck was you worried about? Who was talking all this shit? I'ma bury him now. I'ma tell it.
It's your quiz queen, and I am wearing the lucky color today. Yes, this is the color that I wear, and we seem to get $5,000 or question mark. So this is how it's going to work. If you're here for the trivia, we're going to spin this wheel to determine our jackpot. As you can see, there's $1,000 slots, $2,500 slots, $5,000 slots, and of course, the question mark slot. Now, if we land on the question mark slot, yellow, yellow, and a yellow, we will vote, and by we, I mean you will vote to determine the value of the question mark from these envelopes, which contain up to $10,000. So let's do this. Let's spin the wheel. Gave it the good old Pribis try. Let's see what we get. Money, 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 money. Yes! We are gonna vote on the number. This is so exciting. I am loving it. All right, everyone. So this is how this is gonna work. You're gonna help me decide which envelope I should open. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, and we've got 4. So you tell me, what envelope should I open? What are you going to be playing for in trivia tonight? And don't forget, these contain up to $10,000. I told you I was the lucky color. I told you. All right. Poll is open. Place your votes now. Let us know, should we open 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which one should we open? Get those votes in and help us play for $10,000 tonight. This could be your lucky night. I know we got a lot of new people here. It's the perfect night to join in on the fun. And of course, if you're actually going to be playing the trivia, you're in the right place. Just stick around. And this is where it's all right. We have 2 currently winning at 38%. If you haven't voted yet, please select your answer. We gotta know what we're playing for. It's all free money, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't, and it's gonna be more than what we see on the $1,000 slots, right? So let's find out, what is it that we are playing for? We're gonna close the polls now. Whoo! And it's gonna be number 2 at 39%. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. Okay, let's find out. What are we playing for? We're playing for $2,500, right? That's what came out of 2, $2,500. And just for, any non-believers out there, we're going to open this up and show you that number 4 contained $10,000. But it's okay. $2,500 is great. You're doing great, right? If only it stayed this easy. This is the easy part. So later, you're going to have 10 questions pop up on your screen. You're going to have 10 seconds to answer each one. If you get them all right, you win a piece of that $2,500 prize. Stick around. We've got Dana Angelo coming up next, but we'll be back later with trivia.
Welcome to Display Tips. The bottom menu bar unlocks many rich features. Tap the home icon to refresh and bring you back to your newsfeed. To search for friends, tags, and discover new content, tap the search icon. Reaching out or receiving messages from friends and followers is easy and right here. Your profile gives you access to all things about you. Tap the Create icon to go to the media screen and create original content and even live stream. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I fell in love with the money, now I'm comfortable.
What we say?
So if I let you come on this side,
This side.
you won't never get to switch sides. Every nigga around me, they on boss, ain't got a dig right. Them niggas talking down, I blew they budget down there 10 times. Everybody jumped the ship, they thought it capsized. Now anybody making U-turns gon' get baptized. Don't listen to
These bitches on me. I've been coolin' laying low, but I'm not taking the seat. But just know a nigga back, and this time I won't leave. I've been running, gotta check me your bag. I got hundreds on my neck and I got trues on my ass. Nigga set on.
Welcome back to Today on Display. Our guest today is a writer, drag artist, and advertising maven. She was also my roommate in New York a long time ago. Please say hello to Dana Angelo.
Hi, don't say it was that long ago.
I mean, I feel like it was a long time ago. It was like almost 10 years ago now.
I mean, we're still both like 25. So
we
it's
are
totally
both
fine.
still 25. We moved to New York when we were babies. We were like
Yep.
first roommates together. So I won't
Yep.
age us that much. But hey, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy that you're here.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. I was looking forward to this for like 2 weeks now since you invited me. So
This
thank
is how
you.
this is how I connect to people these days. I don't like text or do phone calls. I'm like, do you want to just come be on the show and talk about your creative journey?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Yes.
That's what
I'd
we're
rather
doing.
talk about that than catch up on life stuff, honestly.
Exactly. This is the real good stuff. So Dana, like, you are so multifaceted and such a great inspiration to others in what, it looks like to be a creative person pursuing passions and an ambitious career. So I'm really excited to, have others hear your story and also to dive into our first segment. You know it, you love it, it's Posted Up. All right, so in this, basically, I'm going to pull up one of your posts. You're going to tell me the story behind the post, whatever it is you want to
Okay.
tell. If it's a look, how you created that look, maybe that moment, that night, or if it's something that plays to a larger story, you can give me that as well. So let's take a look at the first post that we've got. Whoa! Tell me about this fabulous, fabulous character.
So that would be Miss Kitty Meringue, my drag alter ego. That was in pre-pandemic days, me doing a drag brunch at the Standard downtown in Los Angeles, where I currently live. And I think that day I performed a Pink song. I don't know. It was just super fun. There's always bottomless mimosas, so I don't remember much of anything. But yeah, I'm what they used to call a bio queen. We don't use that term anymore. I'm a drag queen who just happens to have been born a biological woman.
I love it.
I love performing.
I mean, you look fabulous, and we've had at least one drag queen on the show, so you're our lucky number 2, I believe. Let's take a look at our second post. Yes, a full body. I'm loving it.
Yes. That is another drag brunch, but that dress, I have to do a little promo, was made by my sister, Mindy L'Amour. I'm part of the House of L'Amour, and she creates drag couture. So if there's any drag queens or aspiring drag queens out there, check her out, Mindy L'Amour. And she's just amazing, and I love getting to wear any of her dresses, especially as Kitty, because you just feel super girly and just super fabulous.
I had no idea. How cool is that? That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I have one more along the same lines. Yes. Tell me about
one more
this.
drag for y'all. That was the first show I performed during the pandemic, I think back in April. I'm part of this, it's called the Learn the Words Bitch family. I hope I'm allowed to curse on this. I'm just realizing
Go
that.
for it. That sounds great. I love it.
And I was part of, I had to set up a whole thing in my living room, putting my computer on top of books, trying to get lighting right. And that was a shot I took right before I performed there.
I just want to know, how did you end up doing drag? Like, what got you into this in the first place?
Sure. I mean, you see me right now. I love color. I love makeup. I love all that kind of stuff. And I've always loved drag. I'm queer. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. And when I was in Chicago, I always wanted to do drag, but it was like, I'm a woman, can't do it, until I met someone who was born female at birth, who's like, oh no, you can do it, let's go. And from that point on, that was like 6 years ago, I've been performing, and I just love it.
Can I ask 2 more questions? One, how long does it typically take you to get ready, start to finish?
A good day, maybe an hour. I like to take my time, though. It's very meditative. You're slowly putting everything on. So probably at least 2. Covering up eyebrows is extremely difficult. Mm-hmm. Extremely hard, at least for me.
So I did one segment on here with the drag artist I referred to, who actually guided me from start to finish in doing drag makeup. So we did the whole glue on eyebrows thing.
Oh my God.
All of it. I have photos.
I need to see those. Did you just feel like infinitely more fabulous than you already are, if that's even possible?
I mean, it was quite, I just like I've already had so much respect, but like after going through the entire process, I was like, whoa, I complain about having to do my makeup. Like, this is a whole other level. Insane.
It's an extreme sport, I gotta say.
It's so crazy. And then my final question is, do you have an artist that you like to sing or lip sync? Like, what is your go-to?
Ooh, I have to say, I love doing some Gwen Stefani. She's not done a whole lot, and I've always been a big fan of hers. I know she can be slightly problematic, but I was always a No Doubt girl. I love doing Spiderwebs, Just a Girl, anything. And I'm dying to do her newer song, Slow Clap, whenever I get a chance to perform again. That's my next one.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Okay, we have another post. Now we're heading in a new direction here.
Okay.
Tell me what this signifies. What's this
from? I think this predates you and I living together. It was that long ago. This is back in New York when I used to be a cocktail waitress, and this was a closing night at a restaurant called Asia to Cuba, may it rest. And I was reliving, Tina Fey did a photo shoot there. And as a writer, I'm a huge Tina Fey fan. And if you look up, it was like a Vice article or something she posed back in like 2011. So I was reliving my Tina Fey moment on top of the table there.
I mean, it's fabulous. And when were you able to sort of exit your career doing hospitality work?
I tried many times, kept getting pulled back in. When I moved to Chicago, I was a bartender at the Second City. From there, was able to become the advertising and promotions coordinator within their training center. So I was like, great, I'm writing, I'm getting paid to do that. This is great. I moved to LA, couldn't get a writing gig. So I went back to bartending until I got accepted into this creative residency at an ad agency. And that's where my career took off. So it was just chance and luck and, you know, a little bit of talent, I suppose.
And some hard work and like dedication. For sure.
Yeah.
Like the perfect recipe for things to actually eventually happen, you know, as
100%.
we learn. So let's take a look at our next post, because I think that is the perfect place to end on this sort of tangent. Like Captain Obvious, what? So cool.
Thank you, Captain Obvious, for letting me, you know, work on hotels.com. Yeah, I went from being a host, cocktail waitress, bartender to being a creative director at a major ad agency and leading the hotels.com team. Like, what?
I mean, unbelievable. It's so cool. And are you able to put your writing skills now, like you're a copywriter, is that sort of your role within the creative side of things at the ad agency?
And that was more so in the past. Now, as a creative director, I oversee all the creative. So I'm helping other copywriters who are now younger and in more junior positions than me, lift them up, teach them, help them grow, and just be like the kind of mentor I always hope to hope to have had when I was coming up, and just help them grow their skills. And I do write occasionally if I need to, but it's more so I'm just trying to help people create the best work they can.
I love that. It sounds like a really great fit for you.
It's fun.
I know we have one more video. It's a post, and it kind of shows you in action in all your glory. So let's take a look at this.
I wish I understood. It used to be so nice. It used to be so good.
Woo! Yes, there she goes. Oh my gosh, this makes me want to go. I need to like get out and see a show. I still haven't really done that, you know, post-pandemic yet. It's definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to.
You should. I mean, that was pre-pandemic. You can tell with my pre-pandemic weight and waist and all that. I look great there.
You still look great. You still look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And everyone, we will be right back with Dana. We're putting her on the spot. Plus, we've got trivia for $2,500, so stick around.
Welcome to Display Tips. Let's get introduced to Profile. Tap the profile on bottom right of screen. Here, you can personalize your display experience. Tap the pencil icon to edit your profile picture, cover photo, basic user info including contact, and link to your other social media accounts. Select your preferred language, identify top friends and family members. You can also create and manage your communities here. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
I'm not deal with the pawns. My heart cold. All of my feelings is gone. 2 hands. I'm willing to jump. I tell a bitch to chill in the car. I look at her body, it's giving me hard. She's with a friend, I need a Nicki Minaj. I'm hitting them low. And we can take it where you willing to go. Bitches is dying to chill with the bros. You get killed for stealing the phone. I got y'all fools this time. Yeah. I go super saiyan every single day. Hold on. And like 50K, heard he feeling brave. Hold on. Had to tell that nigga we are not the same. Hold on. Had to tell that nigga stay up in your lane. Hold on. I got ice on me like I.
Listen, yeah, I dream in color, and I sleep on the canvas. I think we all need each other. Empathy, that could be our advantage. Bad bitch speak Creole or Spanish. Let this wait, and I'm liking my chance. Oh man, why go?
Welcome back. This is Today on Display. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis. And if you've been hanging with us, you know that I'm here with the fabulous Dana Angelo. We have just been getting to know her through her social presence. And now we're going to dive a little bit deeper and put her in the hot seat for our segment On the Spot. This is pretty straightforward. We're just going to ask you a couple questions about your creative pursuits, your ambitions. So tell me first about your geographics. You've made a few moves. Were they tied? Yeah, were they tied to your career or creative aspirations?
Or just tied to my boredom. Yeah, I mean, you met me, and right after like 3 months, I think, of living together, I was like, I'm sorry, I need to leave New York, because it turns out I have a fun little thing called severe depression. So that helped, if that was the impetus for that move. And then realized, yeah, let's try comedy. Let's go to Chicago. Also got diagnosed with the depression and got that fixed. So highly recommend, if you're feeling things, go talk to someone. I always openly talk about mental health struggles and all that. And then didn't really love the Midwest. It's a great place to visit, not for this Jersey gal. And then moved to LA. It will be 5 years come Labor Day weekend. And I have to say, I do love it here.
Oh my gosh. Happy LA 5-year anniversary almost.
Thank you.
And
yeah.
I still live in the apartment that I met Dana.
I know.
It's just so crazy.
I love it so much.
It's so crazy.
It's a great apartment though. It's huge for my New York standards. So if I were you, I'd never leave that place.
Truly. So tell me, what's been your favorite thing that you've created to date? Whether it's a tweet, a commercial, a character, what is something that is really special to you that sticks out in your mind?
I had a lot of fun at my old agency. I used to do a lot of stuff for Netflix for marketing their movies, and we got to work on The Prom that came out, I think a year ago, which has a great LGBTQ message, and we got to write what ended up being a commercial featuring NFL players, just saying how men like musicals too, just to say, hey, it's not a gay thing. It's nothing like that. It's just fun, and who doesn't want to feel joy? And we got to make some jokes in it. And that's probably one of my most favorite pieces. Every time I watch it, it still makes me smile.
That's so cool. I mean, it's really awesome to be a part of something that you really, really believe in.
Totally.
On the flip side, I got to ask, I know I've had what's your worst creative horror story, whether it's something that didn't go as planned, someone who wrecked a vision that you had, or you embarrassed yourself in some way? Is there anything that sort of pops into your mind?
The first thing that pops into my head is just having partners that maybe you're mismatched with, and that just can make it hard to work together, because in advertising, usually a copywriter's partner with an art director. So you're bringing words and visuals together to create the best work. But if you two are just so dissimilar, can't see eye to eye, whether it's both creatively and life, that can be a struggle. I wouldn't say there's anything I'm embarrassed by, or would publicly say that anyway. But yeah, the hardest thing I've experienced in the industry is, when you don't work well with others.
I think
the work then it's going to show that. It's
that is a horror story. Yeah. I mean, I've been paired with like scene partners or people that I've had to work with. My producer currently over there is like a real nightmare.
It's a mess.
Every day I just hate my job more and more because of him. I'm just kidding. Love my team here. But honestly, it's the dream team, and that's what makes my job so enjoyable. It makes it easier. So I know that on the flip side of things too, like you really can be in a nightmare of a situation if you don't have someone.
I mean, that goes with any job, I would say.
Yeah.
If you don't like the people you're working with, you're miserable the whole time.
Yeah. If you weren't in a creative field, right? And let's also include advertising in that, of course.
Yeah.
What would you be doing for a living?
I mean, I think no matter what, I'd always be doing something creative. Like I always said, if I wasn't doing this, I'd go be like a nail technician just because I love nail stuff. Or probably being a tour guide at a haunted place because I love ghost stuff.
I love that. That is a great answer. That is so unexpected. I want to know too, what is your biggest piece of advice for aspiring creatives, anyone that's watching right now?
I have two to give to everybody. The best piece of advice I was ever given that I pass along to everyone is don't be afraid to reach out to ask for help, whether it's strangers, a friend of a friend, and whether it's like, hey, how's your company? Or, hey, can you tell me a little more information about this? More so than not, people want to help each other. And if they can't, they'll tell you, or you have nothing to lose by just reaching out. It's all about networking, which then brings me to my next point, which is don't be an asshole. we all, going back to, we all want to be able to enjoy working with each other. If you're just a good person, people like being around, and you also are kind of talented on top of it, you'll go so far. It's huge because everyone remembers that person was awesome. Bring them onto the team, or hey, I want to recommend them to do this.
Absolutely.
That's what I suggest.
I completely agree. Like, general great life advice too for anyone. Doesn't matter if you're creative or not. Like, just be a good human. Like, there's not enough of those, sadly. So
no,
do your duty and fill that role. So, and I have one more question for you, and maybe this is so silly, but I need to know what's Complain Jane?
So I love puns, which is such a big no-no in advertising, and I don't care. It's instead of a plain Jane, which I am certainly not, and I love to complain, so Complain Jane.
That makes perfect sense. I love it. Dana, thank you so much for joining us, and a reminder to all of you, you can follow her on display at Complain Jane, and now you know why the name. And folks, we have trivia for $2,500 next. Don't miss it.
Welcome to Display Tips. Let's check out more of what Profile has to offer. Tap the profile on bottom right of screen. The bottom section here is your post history and performance. For photos, tap here and scroll through all your posts and see how many likes, comments, shares, and supports you have. Tap videos to review your video and GIF history and performance too. It's all right here. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
Bienvenidos a Display TV. We did it. Y tienes que darle bien fuerte para poder llegar rápido. Welcome to Cusco. Estamos en la hermosa ciudad de Mérida. Delicioso. Un aguachile de camarón.
Welcome back to Today on Display, and welcome to Display Trivia. For your safety, please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times because, folks, this is going to be a wild ride. There are going to be ups and downs and twists and turns, and you might just get wet. Okay, but seriously, push all your drinks way off to the side because if you spill on your phone or whatever mobile device that you might be playing from today, probably your phone, right? That could be bad. That could be really, really bad. I'm talking bag of instant rice bad, bag of instant rice bad, right? Whew. Okay, now earlier we spent to determine the jackpot, which, if you tuned in, you know tonight is $2,500. Yes, and if you are just tuning in, it's okay. I'll re-explain the rules for you. So you're going to have 10 seconds to pick your answer, right? And choose wisely, because once you tap, there's no going back. If you miss one, you will no longer be eligible for the cash prize. But stay in the game because you can keep playing along for fun. We're cool. You can hang out with us. We talked about communities, right? This is a community. This is a trivia community. Woo! All right, let's do a practice question to get y'all warmed up. So tell me, what is something you are most excited about with post-pandemic reopening? Movies, traveling, spending time with family, restaurants, or continuing to stay inside? Oh, continuing to stay inside. You know what? In the spirit of our Creator Spotlight today and the communities feature, I'm going to go with traveling, right? I cannot wait to travel. I know, I'm sorry, Mom. I do. I love having an excuse to not visit you. Uh-oh, she's texting me. Shoot, I didn't know she was watching. Mom, I love you. I am most looking forward to visiting family. Yes, but what did all of you choose? Let's see. Mostly traveling. You're with me. Movies are second. I love that. I saw a movie theater the other day. I walked by one and I'm like, I gotta go back. I gotta see that second Space Jams movie, right? Unless you already saw it on the small screen. It's not the same. All right, you ready to do this? Enough bantering. Here we go. Let's trivia. It's time for question 1. All of the following are American English slang for nothing except zilch, nil, carrots. All of the following are American English slang for nothing except zilch, nil, carrots. My dad's nickname for me growing up was another one of these words, Zippy. Yeah, because that's how much I would score going bowling with him. I know, terrible. Beats me why there are so many fun ways to say nothing. I mean, my guess is that it probably makes you feel better when you have to say it out loud. Like, how much did you win? Zilch, nil, nada, nothing. See? Yes, it's already less depressing, right? But you guys aren't gonna win nothing today. There's gonna be no nada for you. You're already killing it. You got this one. You know it. Question 1. We're off to a great start. But, you know, again, if you didn't get this one right, that's okay too, because you can stay along and play with us for fun, and there's always tomorrow. 89% of you got it. See, great start. Well done. We're on to question 2. What is the name of the fairy tale character who goes to visit the 3 bears? Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks, Baba Yaga. What is the name of the fairy tale character who goes to visit the 3 bears? Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks, Baba Yaga. There's Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear. This chick gets all up in their stuff. And honestly, it sounds a lot like the pitch for New Girl. Great show. Except, you know, this is a forest in the woods, not a loft in downtown LA. And instead of bears, it's all attractive yet quirky 20-somethings. But, you know, like same general idea. 95% of you have the right idea. Goldilocks is the intruder from the story. Zooey Deschanel is the one in New Girl. This answer is just right. Question 3. Complete the following phrase with the correct piece of apparel. At the drop of a scarf, at the drop of a sock, at the drop of a hat. Complete the following phrase with the correct piece of apparel. At the drop of a scarf, at the drop of a sock, at the drop of a hat. It's gotta be the drop of a sock, because I swear those things fall out of my laundry basket all the damn time. Why is my favorite pair the one missing its mate? Scarves are pretty easy to drop too. I kid you not. I have lost multiple of these on the New York City subway. I hope they're happy with Pizza Rat. But I am tipping my cap to 94% of you who got this right. At the drop of a hat means right away, which is also when we're gonna get to work on the next question. Key 4. Right away, sir. All of the following are stars in the movie franchise based on the books by J.K. Rowling, except Daniel Day-Lewis, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson. All of the following are stars in the movie franchise based on the books by J.K. Rowling, except Daniel Day-Lewis, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson. So we're looking for the only person on this list who wasn't in the movies, which is going to be hard. Because if you know anything about those movies, you know that basically every working actor and actress in England worked on these. I mean, there were 8 of them made in total, not counting spin-offs. So really plenty of work to go around. The only star not a part of this franchise, Daniel Day-Lewis, has actually gotten busy playing a lot of Americans. Daniel Radcliffe is the Daniel who played Harry Potter. Wands at the ready? Accio Q5. What does the T in ATV stand for? Terrain, tundra, traction. What does the T in ATV stand for? Terrain, tundra, traction. Okay, but do y'all want to know some T? I don't know what any of the letters in this acronym stand for. Nada. Zilch. See, it's fun. The A could stand for apiary, for all I know. That's a place where you keep bees, honey. I don't think it's what the A stands for, but it is fun to dream and imagine. I'm just kidding. I do know, but that's only because the writers told me. Oops. An ATV is an all-terrain vehicle, and 94% of you are cruising into question 6. In a traditional distillery, bourbon barrels are made from what wood? Chestnut, oak, maple. In traditional distillery, bourbon barrels are made from what wood? Chestnut, oak, maple. Maple is my favorite tree because it's the only tree that's also a kind of syrup. Yum, 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 yum. Plus it goes really well with bacon. Oof, dang, Maple, you're slaying the game. Practically tearing it down here. Speaking of tearing it down, you gotta do that to the trees to make them into barrels, but it's for a good cause, right? I mean, it depends on what kind of night you're having. For me, I'll take a water. On the rocks, please. Oak is most often used to make bourbon whiskey. And let me clink 93% of you who got that right. Cheers. Question 7. Which is not an ingredient in a traditional Denver omelet? Green onions, bell pepper, ham. Which is not an ingredient in a traditional Denver omelet? Green onions, bell pepper, ham. I thought a Denver omelet was when you had to eat a mile above sea level. Yeah, and a Mediterranean omelet is one that you eat at 10 o'clock at night after a midday nap. Really versatile, those omelets, yeah. They're not just for breakfast. Don't let your brain get all scrambled. We're almost done with this quiz. In a Denver omelet, you'll find bell peppers and onions, but green onions? No, that'll cost you. No, really, it's an upcharge of 50 cents. And also, you got it wrong. 87% of you are ready to chow down in question 8. Andre Romel Young is the given name of the media mogul with all of the following titles except CEO, film and TV director, record label founder. Andre Romel Young is the given name of the media mogul with all of the following titles except CEO, film and TV director, record label founder. Are we sure it's not multiple people? I mean, it just seems like a lot of projects for one dude. Like, did he change his name or is it just a different person? Because apparently he's also a rapper, a producer, and a songwriter, and a doctor? Kind of. Dr. Dre has all of these credits to his name except for film and TV director. 83% of you just got one step closer to earning your credit as display trivia winner. It's time for question 9. All of the following are varieties of the animal that makes up the Hylobatidae family except Barbary, Western Hulock, Bornean white-bearded. All of the following are varieties of the animal that makes up the Hylobatidae family except Barbary, Western Hulock, Bornean white-bearded. We are family. I got all my Western Hulocks and me. Oh yeah, so this is what Sister Sledge was singing about. Okay, I get it now. But just like Sister Sledge, this quiz is absolutely thrown down, and I'm not sure how y'all are hanging in there. Like, gibbons maybe? A type of primate and the main member of the Hylobatidae family? The very same. Barbary is a type of monkey, but not a type of gibbon. It was also a type of pirate, and it looks like 74% of you are following that treasure map all the way to the final question. Here it is, Q10. The plant that produces nutmeg from its seeds also produces another spice from what part of its anatomy? Root, seed covering, leaves. The plant that produces nutmeg from its seeds also produces another spice from what part of its anatomy? Root, seed covering, leaves. The tree's so nice, it makes 2 spices. Yeah, that's right. It's not TWO, too good to be true. 2 spices from one plant. This is nature's BOGO. Get it while it's hot. Oh, and it's not spicy though. I would say more like aromatic. Kind of like its sister spice nutmeg. This spice, through no fault of its own though, is totally in its sister's shadow. It's high time that Mace got to shine. Mace, not the pepper spray, is made from the seed covering of this tropical evergreen. And 82% of you are made of winner, winner, chicken dinner. Woo! Well done, folks! You came, you played, you slayed, you displayed your knowledge, and you got paid. You're getting paid. There's always more coming up tomorrow. Tune in for an exclusive with travel host Evie Siskos, plus more trivia and tips for making money on display. How'd we do, folks? Let me know in the chat. Drop those scores. How did we do? Bronze medalist, 10 out of 10, baby. David Mayer won the game. Who else? Oh, RJ got his first win. Bravo. We got another quick sig winner. One lucky fan, 10 out of 10. Bravo. Tech Keon Swain D. I see so many winners bragging in the chat. I love it. Don't be humble. Tell me how it is. Tell me about all the money that you're winning and how you're going to share it with me. What? What? You are going to share with me, right? I am the quiz mama. You must. I am the money bag mama. Bravo, everyone. So, this makes me so happy. I'm so proud of my display bees. Don't forget, more trivia tomorrow, more tips for making money on display outside of trivia. We've got host Evie Siskos here. We'll learn, we'll laugh, we'll leave with some extra cash in our pockets. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm Sarah Pribis, and I'll catch you tomorrow on display.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am at LPR in New York City, where legendary living icon Fat Joe is about to bless us with an exclusive performance on display. I am literally shaking with excitement. I have no words. You want to get settled, you want to get comfortable, and you do not want to miss this performance. Stay tuned.
Really big challenges in 2020. Corona. New York was hit the hardest. At the beginning, it was the epicenter. A lot of my friends passed away. Out of fear, I got on Instagram and started going live every day. I